So we must all come to agree to one fact, that consumers need to be carried along to be able to come up with the tariff. You remember the last attempt to increase tariff, the legal action, the protest, and the rest. So, but at the same time, it's not that consumers don't want to pay for additional power supply. They are willing to pay, but they want to be assured that, look, if we pay, we can get this. After all, self-generation today, it costs more.
Because this seems to be a situation where we are stuck between the devil and the deep blue sea.
Exactly.
Because if we have the customers and we're having that cost-reflective tariff not being implemented, and the discos cannot get the revenue which they so require to plow in back as investment into their businesses, then we can really not move forward. What can the LCCI do in this situation vis-a-vis man's contribution and the government's support to get out that 2,000 megawatts of electricity?
Now, I did mention the eligible consumers regulation. It's willing buyer, willing seller. So that will address the tariff. The eligible consumer regulation is not necessarily meant for the generality of the public. Okay, it's for willing buyer, willing seller. You must first and foremost have the capacity to consume 2 megawatts. Then you must, it has 4 categories. The 132, 330 kVA category, the 33, 130 category, the 1133 category, and those connected to the directly to the master demand meters. So if you could use this 2,000, I keep reiterating, to address this platform, we will have a step change. And like you said, the minister is working towards incremental power supply. He has promised us next year we'll have another 1,800 coming on stream. So by 2020, we will have 10,000. So we must all agree on an innovative approach.
How do you evacuate the surplus?
Yeah, that's one of the things we want to do here. I've mentioned the 4 categories of how you can evacuate. Okay? Then at the same time, too, there have to be a concerted effort. In the EPSRA, there is the IEDN, Independent Electricity Distribution Network, where the DISCOs plays a key role. You can work out an arrangement to use their distribution infrastructure. Let me say this. The challenges with the DISCO, there are 3 key challenges with the DISCO. Financial capacity. We all know they have liquidity issue. The DISCO have to also address their resource capacity, allow more players to come in. A good example are the infrastructures, the transformers, the distribution line, and of course, metering is a well-known issue.
You see, because that's the problem. If we don't have, if you're going to evacuate this using the same grid networks that we have and distribution, there'll be no difference.
No, there'll be a lot of difference.
How?
Yeah, because you have to change the model. A good example is to look at the Lagos Embedded Power Project model. Okay, you will create a special purpose vehicle to address the distribution infrastructure, not leaving it in the hand of the DISCOs.
So you're going to take the job of the DISCOs away from them?
You're not taking the job. It's an SPV. You do it in collaboration with the DISCOs.
Okay, I'll let you continue on this line of thoughts shortly after we return from this break. Sunrise Daily will be back. Join us again. Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Please do continue with your line of thoughts.
In essence, what I was saying, the DISCOs have 3 key issues. They have financial issue, and they must be willing to say to themselves, look, Is it better to have 100% of 100 or 30% of 1,000? There's a big difference between the two. But what I'm saying, in essence, is that there have to be a second stage privatization where they need to take on board additional core investors who will address their liquidity issue.
Okay.
They must also, the second one, they must also address their capacity. And they must be, they should outsource. Wholesale outsourcing and retail outsourcing. Retail outsourcing from your transformer, your distribution line to your metering. CAPME is something that we should revisit because it's free money.
There's a lot of revisiting here you've talked about in the course of your submission. But let's look at the question Gimba asked you about evacuating these 2,000 megawatts. You mentioned the eligible customer like 3 times. When you say the eligible customer, who is the eligible customer? How can the eligible customer help to evacuate that power? Would it be on the current infrastructure that exists? So 3 questions.
I also did mention that eligible customer are in 4 categories. Okay. And specifically about your question on evacuation, you can choose to use the existing infrastructure. You can create your own dedicated infrastructure. It's all about the economic of scale. And I also did mention that, the cost of production, of which power constitutes 40%, is not sustainable. So if I have to look at the economics of me generating my power, don't forget generation include fueling and O&M. I have to operate and maintain it.
So real quick,
it's all economic of scale.
A developer, a manufacturer, one who's developing an estate or a manufacturer or manufacturers can come together and say we can buy 2 megawatts and that will be given to them on the same infrastructure we have now?
Possibly on the same infrastructure, or we create our own dedicated infrastructure.
I do believe that you said that CAPME was free.
CAPME is free. I, as a consumer, provide the money to DISCO to purchase. Because the books do not
say that CAPME is free at all. As a matter of fact, people have to be part of this by way of remitting funds.
No. I give the DISCO my money. Don't forget, the DISCO I'd like to provide meter for me. And how I am in turn giving them money to provide that meter.
Well, in that sense, you say it is free.
It's free to them because it's free money. They don't have to pay interest.
Okay, I want to thank you so much indeed. Mr. Effiong Edet is the Chairman, Power Sector Group of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the LCCI. I want to thank you so much indeed for sharing your thoughts on this very important power distribution challenge that we're facing in this country. Thank you for coming on Sunrise Daily.
Thank you for having me.
And that's how it's been on the program today. Thank you so much indeed for watching. I am Gimba Umar.
Thank you for watching. I'm Neota Egbe and Aduri. Welcome.
Thank you, Maokbe Ogun.
Thank you, Neota, for welcoming me. I'm Ajuri Ngelale. Have a beautiful day, everybody.